Have you ever wanted to have Aladdin and the Page Master combined through the power of Roger Corman's production company? Well, it happened anyway. It's Aladdin and the Adventure of All Time. It's time for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I mean, Aladdin and Page's Bogus Journey. Silly me. If you were worried about quality showing up in this movie, no worries. The title screen immediately lets you know that pesky trait won't be showing up here. Just look at this, the jumpy smoke, and where'd they even manage to get that horrible cutout of a lamp? Was it the first image that showed up on Google Images for Magic Lamp? Actually, this movie is a bit too early for Google Foo, as it was started in 1994, hence any of the Page Master influence, because while Aladdin leaving his stink on things is timeless, something referring to Page Master in 1999 is about as timely as complaining about this movie 14 years later. But that's something to always remember when looking at this thing. It was 5 years in the making. Whenever you look at any part of this thing, I want you to remember 5 years in the making. Gave them time to really polish it up at least, huh? I also love how random blotches appear when I'm trying to select lamp on the menu. Also, did you know that Roger Corman was arguably one of the most gifted and masterful filmmakers? Never heard that argument before, but I suppose someone probably has made it before, so guess I can't argue with that. So I know I said the title screen lets us know that quality has no place here, but it has not prepared you at all for what you're about to face.
The story you're about to hear happened more than once. It happened more than twice. In fact, somewhere, it's still happening.
Why? Why is it still happening? Tell me why!
That's because this story is about time itself, and time has no ending.
We'll see about that. Look at this! It's like the very worst of FMV games. The jumpy animation, the jagged lines, no shading on the characters so they stick out ridiculously against the overly detailed backgrounds. This would have been right at home on the Philips CDI. In fact, I'm not unconvinced that this wasn't made to make the CDI look good. Oh, and don't forget, 5 years in the making!
Look over there.
No.
They all belong. What makes me so different from them?
I don't know, the fact you're gliding along the ground rather than walking? Or maybe it's just that you're not some googly-eyed bastard. Oh, and look who else you went to school with.
Dr. Wowie.
Well, no wonder he got so screwed up living in this animated FMV abomination nightmare.
They all fit in, so it sets me apart from them.
Oh, don't try to sell me that shit. Yeah, she's completely different because she reads. Oh, and why just let Page Master and Aladdin have all the fun? Might as well throw in some Beauty and the Beast as they start singing about what a bookworm she is.
Here comes that page. She reads and reads and reads and reads until her eyeballs hurt. And then Page reads some more. Her 2 eyes turn to 4. She's such a bookworm, who can stand to be with such a bore?
Aladdin.
She's such a bookworm, who can stand to be with such a bore?
I've thought of running her in several times just for being such a reading shit.
Except for hide and seek, but then she hides at the library.
Well, that was a stretch.
Hey, Four Eyes! Read any good books lately?
Whoa, massive burn from Jaws there. Man, she went to school with all the great villains.
Lose something, bookworm?
Let go of it.
Why should I?
5 years in the making really gave them time to make the animation stunning, huh? I love when things go from choppy to moving too fast.
What's the big deal?
Yeah, you deserve to die for reading anyway. I might rip your throat out later. Just kidding.
Wow, that's some amazing depth of field on that picture of Aladdin she somehow has already, looking pretty spiffy in that Arabian hat.
And when Paige cleans her room, she straps a book onto her broom.
Ha.
Paige?
Her name is Paige. Wow, wonder where they were going with that. Really makes you think.
Are those bullies picking on you again?
Yeah, they were super mean today. They joined me in my song about reading, and then after taking my book, politely gave it back with my purse and waved goodbye.
Why, those fucking bastards. Looks like they'll be meeting Mr. Shotgun.
It's these stupid glasses.
Your glasses?
You realize I wear glasses too.
Well, why else would they tease me?
Because you have a terrible personality.
Now why don't you go outside and play with your friends?
Oh, I don't want to. They move in slow motion and are just a repeated animation. So here's something else sad, like there wasn't enough. This actually looks a bit better zoomed in since it blurs it rather than showing those horribly jagged edges on all the characters.
And so I live for books.
Gee, it sure is boring around here.
That was the cue to fade to white, not just slightly brighten the background.
Whoops, sorry Paige, getting drunk over here. Missed the cue. Try it again. One more time. Almost got it. Where the hell was it? There we go!
Next scene shows more wonders of having 5 years to make your animation the best, with colors running past the outline, pictures squished to fit the aspect ratio, talking that makes the right edge shrink in, and Paige being a ventriloquist.
To rescue the princess from the clutches of an evil sorcerer.
This movie is amazing. And then we finally learn who the real author of the original Aladdin tale was. This Gem and the Holograms reject villain, as written by Daffy Snake.
Are you getting all this, Tambor?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Good.
Now, as long as some Frenchman doesn't show up and get most of the credit, I'll be rich! Nah, of course her plan is dumber than book sales.
And they lived happily ever after.
You call this living happily ever after?
I call it covering my tracks.
From who? People in the future? Or can you just write, and they lived happily ever after about anyone and no one will want to check in on them? Ever again?
And Paige lived happily ever after.
Grandpa, no!
Got a missing persons report on that bookworm Paige, but then her grandfather showed us a book saying she lived happily ever after. Case closed.
Also, Sultan Fuckface is stuck in a loop of trying to lick up his shame. I'm sure if he repeated this animation just a few more times, it would have worked. They're out what? A low-resolution picture? Wow, haven't been that surprised since... Thank you for that.
Not only have I stolen Aladdin's magic lamp,
Oh, it's specifically Aladdin's lamp now, is it? This sounds like a child wrote it. Well, please do go on, Miss Not Even Cool Enough to be part of the Misfits with your explanation of things people would already know.
but I've used it to make your soft-hearted father fall hopelessly in love with me. Now his entire is mine to command.
Thank you for that.
But why go to all the trouble of writing that fairy tale?
Aladdin, just try to stay with me here, but if it's your life, it's not a fairy tale!
Because people believe whatever they read. And I don't want the name Scheherazade to go down in history as a wicked old...
Fire saying program?
I was going to say queen.
Wow, can you tell where someone else started working to finish this sequence? I can't, it's seamless, that's why I mentioned it.
So, now that I have everything my black heart desires, I'm going to hide the lamp in a place it will never be found.
My vagina! I mean...
The future!
You're despicable.
And quite stupid. You really caused your own problems with this one. If you'd not written about Aladdin, no one would care about him, and you can teleport through time and space, so maybe just go with space, as in outer, so no one can use it, or maybe the center of the earth, or hell, maybe your vagina, I don't know, anywhere was better than the future.
Oh, the peasants tried revolting again.
Even after you wrote the story about them living happily ever after? I don't know what works anymore!
Thank you for that.
Now, let's play a game of what Scheherazade is wearing on her legs. Green see-through pants, purple see-through pants, just a purple cloak around them, or nothing! If you guessed any of those, then congratulations! You have completed a great movie! Now go and rest our brain cells! Anyway, Sheridoo in the holograms decides it's time for a not-so-stupid plan of executing Aladdin. Of course, she decides it'll be a public execution, kinda negating that whole he lived happily ever after story she just put out, but hey, why should she remember her plans from 3 minutes ago? And as we all know, things in the past are running linearly alongside things in the present because that's how time works.
I wish I knew where it came from.
Of course, it came from Aladdin's execution. That sure was what she wished for.
Magic lamp? I wish Aladdin were here.
Squadala, we are off!
And now that Aladdin has his turban off, we can really see how closely they decide to rip off their design from the Disney movie. Really, the Jasmine or whoever is pretty damn close too. Wow, they didn't change anything. This is exactly how I remember Aladdin.
A whole new world, a new fantastic point of...
Shit! Holy shit!
Exactly how I remember it.
I'm Paige.
Paige? Huh. What a funny name.
I'm Aladdin. I take being thrown into the far future like I just got an extra apple in my breakfast. Finally, it's not ruined. And oh, look, Paige just had a picture of Aladdin from when he visits her later in the film. Ah, now it... And for more awkward pauses, just take a listen to this!
Well, it's better than Aladdin.
It is not. Wait a minute. You know my name?
I know everything about you.
How? Where did you get this?
My grandpa gave it to me. This is his antique shop.
What's an antique?
Aw, damn distortion lines. Must be my DVD wearing thin.
Where are we going?
And why am I droopy, dog? And why did my beard change color? Alright, because we have no consistency. Carry on.
You saved my life. I don't know how to thank you. Yes, I do. I'll give you a wish.
Huh, Aladdin, are you granting wishes out your butt now, or are you giving her the lamp she already had?
There must be something you want.
There is, but it's silly.
Aw, the sillier the better when it comes to wishes.
Just abuse your power, that's the lesson I learned. So she of course wishes her books could talk, which naturally results in her being surprised at the creation of this abomination.
Help! Someone! Anyone!
Who said that?
I did.
But you're just a book.
Oh my god!
My name is Wordsworth.
Yay, a completely useless tag-along character. Whoopee.
This is magic smoke from Aladdin's lamp.
Aladdin's lamp? Oh, you've been reading too many fairy tales.
Wow, even talking books don't believe in Aladdin. Well, there goes that suspension of disbelief. And while this makes one book into a creature that gets its butt read, the rest just shit out their characters because consistency and all that.
Would you guys keep it down? I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah, the thing about Sleeping Beauty is she was always tired.
Hey, you know me, Humpty Dumpty.
Want to fight about it? I'll put your head through my wall.
The question is, which one of us are you going to read next?
Pick me! Read me first.
No!
Check me out. I'm the best fairy.
What the hell was that? Ooh, this is the best the character models have looked yet. I mean, Aladdin over there, of course.
I saved the town from a giant who's mean.
Your story's not all that it's cracked up to be.
For the honor of Grayskull!
Aladdin, do something.
Yes, please. It's urgent, clearly. So they have a little contest of who's dumber. Sherewithal manages to get the lamp, but Aladdin smashes her time travel hourglass. She leaves with only half of it, cause, you know, she either forgot what an hourglass looked like, or she just wanted to play fair.
The sands of time.
Now you can go home.
Yeah, screw this. Let's just go home.
First, I have to find the magic lamp. It's the only way to stop Scheherazade.
But you don't know where she hid it. The lamp could be any place in history.
I could tell you where it is.
You could? Where?
I said I could tell you. I didn't say I would tell you.
I know what I know, boy, but I'm not telling it.
Please, Mr. Wordsworth.
Why should I? You've left me sitting on this shelf for years, unopened, unread, collecting dust.
So the book has been sentient this whole time?
Do you know that I'm allergic to... For your information, there happens to be a gravy boat which looks very much like the lamp on the dinner table of King Henry VIII.
Never heard of him.
Of course you have.
Yes, of course Aladdin has heard of King Henry.
Well, just take a gander at my asshole and read all about him.
You go and maybe someday I'll read about it.
But reading about it isn't half as much fun as living it.
Oh, I don't know.
Come on. It'll be the adventure of all time.
That's the title. And so Aladdin and Paige stepped into the quantum sand accelerator and vanished, striving to put wrong what once went right and hoping each time that the next leap will be the leap to the lamp so they can make more greedy wishes. is it really worth putting myself through any more of this? Yup, so we'll be back for part 2.
I don't like this movie, doesn't look too friendly. This monster seems so fake, my nerves are gonna break. Phelous, don't let me down, you need to be around. Grab that running one up and blast that sing a new one. This movie looks shitty. Phelous, so Phelous, bring 'em all time.